Welcome to the Trump Breaking News Network, your daily source for up-to-the-minute Trump news. Join us today and every day. Here's today's news.
This is TBNN.
Leaked executive order reveals Trump crackdown on immigrant welfare. Seemingly following the proposals of Bill Clinton and Ron Paul, The Washington Post reports that a leaked document shows the Trump administration is planning to crack down on current, and would-be, immigrants who are likely to require public assistance. After Bill Clinton received a standing ovation for suggesting a crackdown on immigrant welfare. We are a nation of immigrants. But we are a nation of laws. Our nation is rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. Illegal immigrants take jobs from citizens or legal immigrants. They impose burdens on our taxpayers. Sign up for the free anti-media newsletter the establishment doesn't want you to receive. That is why we are doubling the number of border guards, deporting more illegal immigrants than never before, cracking down on illegal hiring, barring benefits to illegal aliens, and we will do more to speed the deportation of illegal immigrants arrested for crimes. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws that has occurred in the last few years. And we must do more to stop it. And following Ron Paul's advice this week that the solution to really addressing the problem of illegal immigration, drug smuggling, and the threat of cross-border terrorism is clear. Remove the welfare magnet that attracts so many to cross the border illegally, stop the 25-year U.S. war in the Middle East, and end the drug war that incentivizes smugglers to cross the border. The various taxpayer-funded programs that benefit illegal immigrants in the United States, such as direct financial transfers, medical benefits, food assistance, and education, cost an estimated $100 billion per year. That is a significant burden on citizens and legal residents. The promise of free money, free food, free education, and free medical care if you cross the border illegally is a powerful incentive for people to do so. It especially makes no sense for the United States government to provide these services to those who are not in the U.S. legally. The Washington Post reports that the Trump administration is considering a plan to weed out would-be immigrants who are likely to require public assistance, as well as to deport, when possible, immigrants already living in the United States who depend on taxpayer help, according to a draft executive order obtained by the Washington Post. A second draft order under consideration calls for a substantial shakeup in the system through which the United States administers immigrant and non-immigrant visas overall, with the aim of tightly controlling who enters the country, and who can enter the workforce, and to reduce the social services burden on U.S. taxpayers. The drafts are circulating among administration officials, and it is unclear whether President Trump has decided to move forward with them or when he might sign them if he does decide to put them in place. While Trump's immigration ban last week focused on national security and preventing terrorism, the new draft orders would be focused on Trump's campaign promises to protect American workers and to create jobs, immediately restricting the flow of immigrants and temporary laborers into the U.S. workforce. The administration has blamed immigrants who end up receiving U.S. social services for eating up federal resources, and it has said immigrant workers contribute to unemployment among Americans who were born in the United States. Our country's immigration laws are designed to protect American taxpayers and promote immigrant self-sufficiency. Yet households headed by aliens are much more likely than those headed by citizens to use federal means-tested public benefits, reads one draft order obtained by the Post, titled Executive Order on Protecting Taxpayer Resources by Ensuring Our Immigration Laws Promote Accountability and Responsibility. The draft order provides no evidence to support the claim that immigrant households are more likely to use welfare benefits, and there is no consensus among experts about immigration's impact on such benefits or American jobs. WAPO goes on to note that the administration would be seeking to deny admission to any alien who is likely to become a public charge and develop standards for determining whether an immigrant can be deported after 5 years if that person receives a certain amount of public assistance, including food stamps, temporary assistance for needy families, TANF, and Medicaid. The second order, titled Executive Order on Protecting American Jobs and Workers by Strengthening the Integrity of Foreign Worker Visa Programs, calls for eliminating the jobs magnet that is driving illegal immigration to the United States, according to a copy obtained by the Post. The order would rescind any work visa provisions for foreign nationals found not to be in the national interest or in violation of U.S. immigration laws. Economists are divided on the extent to which illegal immigration impacts wages, but generally find that immigration is good for the economy, including the immigration of low-skilled workers. The unlawful employment of aliens has had a devastating impact on the wages and jobs of American workers, especially low-skilled, teenage, and African American and Hispanic workers, the draft order says. But the Cato Institute claims when you compare poor immigrants to poor natives, poor immigrants are less likely to use welfare, and when they do, the dollar value of the benefits they use is lower, and the Migration Policy Institute claims that refugee men are employed at a higher rate than their U.S.-born peers. Bear in mind this is WAPO unsubstantiated reports, and the White House would not confirm or deny the authenticity of the orders, and White House officials did not respond to requests for comment about the drafts on Monday and Tuesday.
That's the news. Join us here every day. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell. See you next time.
This is TBNN.